approaching women is hard. It's not comfortable, it's scary, etc. So what that then means is that a lot of us will try to just get it out the way with as soon as possible so we can leave without fucking it up. So you approached her, she liked you, she liked me, yes. She liked me, yes. So I'm gonna get her number and I'm gonna get the hell out of here so I can preserve this state of her liking me and thinking I'm cool and not do anything to mess it up in future. That's what we wanna do. But you know something, when you do that, you actually make yourself more likely to mess up in future. And the reason for that is, well, firstly, the less time you actually spend with girls, the less comfortable you'll be with them, and the less comfortable you are with them, the more likely you are to mess up. Because if you're so terrified of spending time with her that you want to run away immediately, what do you think is going to happen on your date? Do you think your date's going to go massively well? I mean, you had to run away from like a 2 or 3 minute interaction. What about a 2 or 4 or 5 hour date? There is that. Then there's also the fact that you make it less likely for her to see you again when you spend a little bit of time with her or a small bit of time with her during the initial meeting. Because here's the thing, it's all about how comfortable she is with you. It really is. A woman meets a guy, one issue that they have, or one fear or one concern that they have that we don't have, is she is wondering to herself, is this man going to rape me? Is this man someone I can trust? Is this man a criminal? Is this man just fucking weird? She's thinking all of these things, right? Now, you spend 2 minutes with her, you impress her enough for her to give you a number, and then you leave. So then what happens after you've left? She starts to forget that you're awesome. That's what happens. And then she starts to have reality kick in, which is, whoa, I just met this guy. Who the hell is this guy? Then she might message her friends in some WhatsApp group. She'll put you in the girls' WhatsApp group and they're like, yeah. Her friends are never going to take her to take a chance. Her friends will never tell her to take a chance, ever. Her friends are always going to give her the advice which is going to have her put the least amount of possible potential risk into any guy she's met. All of this kind of leads to her not meeting you again in future. However, let's say you actually went on an instant date with her. She's way more likely to meet you again because she has more of a time to get to know you, more of a chance. You can talk about who you are, who she is, what you do for a living, what you're passionate about, crack some more jokes, let her get a feel for you, etc, etc, etc. That's what you want. The more time you spend with her, the more likely she will be to want to see you again. But of course it's scary, of course it is. Of course it really is. But it just means wading through some fear, because the truth is this: if you then decide that you're going to try and take girls on instant dates, there's going to be loads of girls that you're going to mess up with on the instant date. Going to be loads. Like maybe you'll ask for the instant date in a weird way that makes her not want to see you again. Maybe you'll be on the date and you'll bore her to tears and lots of stuff will happen, but the truth is that you fail your way to success. You really do. So honestly, when you're out there and you're meeting people, just see it as you're playing the video game. See it as you're playing Mario and you try and get a girl and it doesn't work, and then Mario falls down the hole and he goes, Mamma mia, or whatever. Just see it like that, because you are going to fail. But the great thing is that every single time you fail, you get one little tiny step closer to success. For instance, I am sure you have had times when you've been trying to learn something and you felt like you were hitting a brick wall and you didn't know what the heck was going on, and then at one moment you're like, you got it, I've got it, I've nailed the kick, I now can remember X, Y and Z, and I'm looking down at the floor because there's mosquitoes everywhere and they're biting my legs and my legs are on fire right now. You know, you can't actually feel it, but trust me, my legs are burning, but that's not the point. So you realize that you've nailed it. Now here's the thing, you failed loads of times in order to get to the point where you nailed it. Those times where you failed, they weren't wasted, they weren't nothing. Your brain was taking in whatever data it needed to take from those failed times. That's why you nailed it, because your brain was like, okay, so we've done this, we've done this, we've done this, we've done this, and we've done this. Aha, it is that. That's how we do it. And that's the reason why you nailed it. That's exactly why. So when you're going out and you're approaching these girls, and you're going to have stuff happening, you're going to fall flat on your face and fail and don't worry. Really don't worry, because the majority of these women, 99% of them, will never see you again anyway. And then they forget that you ever existed after they've met you. And that's something to remember, because we put so much pressure on ourselves to make these approaches perfect, and then when they don't go our way, we kind of hate ourselves. The assumption is that the woman cares as much about the approach as you. Nuh-uh. I guarantee you, you approach a girl who doesn't like you, she'll go her own way, and 4 minutes later she has forgotten you ever existed. Literally. That is how little you meant to her in her day. Maybe if you slap her in her face, she'll remember you, but if you're just like some guy who she thought wasn't that witty, charming, charismatic, sexy, debonair, dashing, bold, whatever, she don't really give a shit, and she'll forget you ever existed. So anyway, how do you get an instant date? How? What the heck do you do? Well, you don't say, hey, would you like an instant date? Because she'd be like, what is that? So at some point, you're gonna be like, hey, what are you doing right now? And the reason why you say that is because, well, if she's on her way to college or work, there's no point in asking for the instant date. So you want to make sure, even though you want to spend as much time with her as possible, if you can only spend 2 minutes, you can only spend 2 minutes. You know, it's as much time as possible. Anyway, what are you doing right now? And she's going to be like, duh. Assuming she's not doing something immediate, come on, let's go grab a coffee. Let's grab a coffee right now. It's really that simple. And you'll be surprised how many people will be like, yeah, okay, all right, cool, let's go, all right. I remember, I've told this story a couple of times, but the greatest instant date I ever had was where I met a girl, approached her, we went on an instant date, and we spent 2 days together. From the instant date. Like, I did not leave her company for 2 days. From that moment there, we were together for 2 days. That's the kind of stuff that can happen. And don't mind me, I'm just scratching my legs because they fucking hurt. But that's neither here nor there. You see my dedication, right? Dedication. My legs are on fire, but I'm still shooting a fucking video because I'm a professional. But yeah, I think that's it really. Just remember that you want to spend as much time with her as possible. And yes, when you spend more time with girls, yes, you will mess up, you will. It will happen, but it's okay. It is really okay. Just fail your way to success. Anything that you're awesome at right now, you had to fail your way to success, and this is no different. So that is it for today's video. If you would like to be coached by me, details on screen, calendly.com/Ciaran. Callam, whatever your issues with dating and relationships are, we will transform them and get you into a place where those issues are totally a thing of the past. So take it easy, goodbye, have a nice day, and now I'm gonna go get the hell out of this mosquito infested jungle. See you. All right, I think